How to integrate ChatGPT in search engines like Google, Bing, and DuckDuckGo. Be welcome to the ChatGPTer channel, where you'll learn tips, tutorials, and know the latest news about ChatGPT. Let's get started by integrating ChatGPT on the search engines, and for that we'll use a browser extension. On this tutorial it's being used on the Google Chrome browser. So to install an extension on Google Chrome, let's click here on More Tools, Extensions. Now let's open the sidebar and click on Open Chrome Web Store. And now here let's search on the store for ChatGPT. And let's install the ChatGPT for Google extension. You can also find and install this extension for Brave and Edge browser through the Chrome Web Store and also in Firefox. So to add this extension to our browser, let's click here on this button, Add to Chrome. And now let's click on Add Extension. The extension was added successfully. And here on this page we can see and change the extension settings. So we can change the theme, the language, and so on. For now, let's leave the default settings. So let's just open a new tab on Google. So let's open a new tab on google.com. And let's do here a simple search. For example, what is blockchain? And here we can see on the right side a dark block, and here it's where appears the ChatGPT response. But first we must be authenticated in order to do the request to ChatGPT and receive here the response to our query. So let's log into our account on ChatGPT. Let's verify that we are a human. Now let's log in into our account. If you don't have one, click on sign up. And now let's enter here our account email address. And then let's enter the password and press continue. And here we are authenticated on ChatGPT. So let's go back to our tab where we did our search about what is blockchain. And now here we can see the response from ChatGPT about our search. And here we can see the explanation about blockchain. Let's now try another search. For example, how do I make an HTTP request in Flutter? So let's search, and now we are waiting for the ChatGPT response. And here we can see it. And here we have the ChatGPT response to our query with the code sample. Now let's give a try on another search engine like DuckDuckGo. So let's open a new tab. Let's access the DuckDuckGo search engine. And now let's here do our search. For example, what is generative AI? And here we got our ChatGPT response to our search, so we can see that we aren't limited to the Google search engine. Now let's go through the extension settings. So we can access them easily by clicking here on this button where we can see the installed extensions. And now to open the extension settings, let's click here on the ChatGPT for Google extension. And now we can click here on this button. The recommendation is to pin here the extension so we can access it easily without clicking here. So the first setting, it's about the trigger mode. So by default, it's always so the ChatGPT is queried on every search that we do on the search engines. So let's change and give a try to the question mark trigger mode. So we must have a question mark in the hand of our query in order to trigger ChatGPT. So here, let's search again on the same search but without the question mark. And here we can see that we didn't get any response because we don't have the question mark in the hand. So now let's add the question mark. And here we can see that we are waiting for the ChatGPT response. And here we have it because we have added the question mark. And then also we have another trigger mode, the manually mode. And here we have to click on the button in order to get the ChatGPT response. Then here we can change also the theme. So by default is auto So that means that the theme will be the same as we have on the browser. So let's give a try and click on live. And now if we do a search again, and here we can see that now we got here the response, the block in the live theme. So I will change to auto again. So the language here, we can specify a specific language, but the recommended option is the automatic one. Then here below we can change the AI provider. So by default is the ChatGPT web app, where we must be authenticated in order to get the ChatGPT responses. But also we can use the OpenAI API, so we just have to create an API key and paste it here and save. However, here on the API we are charged by usage. So on most cases it's better to use the ChatGPT web app. And that's it about extension settings. Now also we can use the ChatGPT from here. So if we click here on the extension, we can see that we can use the ChatGPT from here. So here let's just ask, for example, tips to improve my LinkedIn profile. And here we can see that we got the response from ChatGPT. So that's another way that we can use this extension. Also, we can set up shortcuts, so we can remove the need to click here. So let's click here on set up shortcuts. And now let's set up the shortcut for the ChatGPT for Google extension. So let's click here. And now let's execute the shortcut on our keyboard. So I'll click on Ctrl+B. So let's give a try. So let's click on Ctrl+B. And here we can see that without clicking, we can open here this window to use the ChatGPT. And that's it for this tutorial. If you want to stay up to date about this video and tutorial about ChatGPT, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also enable notifications bell. And if you like this tutorial, please give a thumbs up. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you on the next tutorial.